Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, Fresh Cash Friday, baby. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all is doing? Welcome to the party, baby. We're live. It's Friday. Time to make some money. Let's do it. Let's go. All right, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh, man. There we go. Let's take a look at the charts. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Woo. I don't know why, but I swear, like every day, I somehow wake up 5 minutes before my alarm goes off. Like it's guaranteed. 5 minutes, wake up before my alarm goes off. And every time I wake up, I'm like, I have this like a little bit of hope that possibly there's still like maybe an hour left. Maybe it's only like 1 o'clock. Maybe it's only 2 o'clock, but nope. It's always like 5 minutes. 5 minutes until I gotta wake up. One more hour. One more hour, that's all I wanted. Oh. Take a look at the charts here. No charts. Why does it always do that? Every morning I gotta reset the charts. There we go. We're back. All right. Pulling up the SPY chart here. SPY ETF. Always good to kind of have an idea of what's going on in terms of these levels. Today, we will be opening up with a small gap to the upside right now below the VWAP. We've got the 413 area. We got the mid pivot all the way down there at the 411s right now. 411 mid pivot, 413 pivot below us, and 413.97 pivot to the upside. So we do have that gap in the chart to think about here on the SPY, pretty much right there. Well, wrong chart, or the right chart, but not the right window. Pull this window over here. Pull this window over there. Put that window over there. Put this window over here. Okay, there we go. So you can see that gap here in the chart right now. Pretty obvious gap. So possibly we closed yesterday at that 412.15 level. Right now we're at the 413. So we do have a gap to the upside, gap to the downside. We gapped up this morning. Market gapped up. Still in the red though, actually. How is that possible? Or no, that's from yesterday. Just because it hasn't been opened. Yeah, we're up 0.16% right now on the NASDAQ. And right now the ES is sitting right there at the VWAP. The NASDAQ sitting right below the VWAP there at the 71s here. Take a look at the bigger time frames here. Right now, this is the ES 15-minute chart. Where are my pivot points at? Pivot points. Where are my pivot points? Pivot points here on the ES. You got the 44 pivot point to the downside. That 67 pivot point to the upside. And a lot of order blocks and stuff going on here right now on the 15-minute chart. We can see this overall trend right now going into open. That downward trend going into open. And right now pulling back there to the 54s. So I gave away like 20 courses yesterday for the military deal. We might do it again in the future, but for now, it's just back to normal. If you missed out, sorry about you. Not that I don't love you. Just got to cut it off at some point. But yeah, we gave away 20 courses yesterday to the military men and women, actually. That's like 20 courses times 600. That's what, $12,000. I gave away $12,000 yesterday. Gosh, I'm broke. And like I said, right now, that downward trend here on the ES, we're pushing up into that downward trend. And right now, kind of that last couple 15-minute charts, 15-minute candles bouncing here, holding above this order block, that 50 area right there. So let's see what happens going into open here on the ES, on the NQ. NQ, you got the pivot point there, the 426, 490. A little bit different of a setup here on the NASDAQ right now, but still kind of sitting there, similar to the ES. We do have some numbers coming out today at 10 a.m. today. 10 a.m. numbers here. Oh, come on. 10 a.m. numbers there. Got numbers coming out. The Michigan consumer expectations. They're only 2 stars. So, not like anything groundbreaking, but we'll see. I'm sure there'll be some type of action because of it. 10 a.m. Let's see what happens. Yesterday, it was funny. Yesterday, the market really, I feel like it was like just a lot of big chop yesterday. You can see here on the 15-minute chart of the NASDAQ, it was just like kind of like big chop. I mean, it was trending, but it was just like, I don't know, it was just really weird price action yesterday. Some big drops, some big pops, big drops, big pop. It wasn't super clean. I would say that. It definitely was not like super clean price action. So hopefully today we get some better price action. But you can see like this was the 3-minute chart yesterday. I mean, it was just like, you know, big push up, drop, push, drop. It definitely was not like super clean either way. So hopefully we get some better price action today. That was weird, like that weird drop right here from like the 427s down there to the 9. Remember how we talked about too that idea of getting wicked out when I had my order at the 96s? I would have gotten taken out there. It's kind of funny. It's like out of nowhere, that drop right there, just dropping it down. So interesting. Very, very interesting. But going into Fresh Cash Friday here, the pivot points there on the NASDAQ right now, 490, 426 to the downside, 382 right now. And like I said, on the ES, kind of just holding this downward trend right now, but also kind of holding here at the 50s. That previous area of resistance turning into support right now, that 53, 52 area here on the ES. Yeah, we got about 11 minutes here till the market opens. You know, it's Fresh Cash Friday. We want to make some money, but at the same time, it is Friday. I definitely would prefer to not have a red day on a Friday. I don't want to have a red day on a Friday. So, let's cross our fingers that we can get some good price action here and make some easy money, and then we can walk away. Jimmy Sullivan, can you share what indicators that I'm using? I appreciate you being a member, I do, but there are pretty much all the videos on my YouTube explain all those videos, to be honest. So I can sit here and explain it all right now, or you could kind of watch the videos where I already explained it. I'm trying to find the most recent video that I made. That link right there. Brian O'Donnell, why more ES focus and less NQ? I know people always ask me this. I don't know, guys. Like, I'm a human being and I decide what I want to trade. There's no rhyme or reason to why I do what I do. I just wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, today I want to trade the NASDAQ. I want to trade the ES. I don't, you know. There's, like I said, it's what I do. If I had a reason, I would tell you, but I honestly don't have a reason. I just trade what I trade. Sometimes I'm feeling frisky and I want to trade the NASDAQ. Sometimes I'm feeling like I want to trade the ES. I trade the ES. Just really all it comes down to. There's no secret to why or not. The same way that if I was just a normal trader and I traded, you know, not live on YouTube, I could just pretty much do whatever I want. People wouldn't really care because I would just do what I want. So right now, the ES above the VWAP, the NASDAQ below the VWAP. There, 75 VWAP on the NASDAQ, the ES there. On the SPY below the VWAP, the SPY having that pivot point there at the 413.05s, and then to the downside, you got that gap in the chart. So we obviously gapped up there, and we got about 8 minutes now. Like I said, we do have some numbers coming out at 10 a.m. today. We'll see how that works out, how that plays out. Right now, NASDAQ going into open, kind of sitting there. And like I said, the ES kind of stuck in this overall downward trend. I do think that the trends on the ES can be a lot more consistent. So I feel like if I am trading the NASDAQ, a lot of times if I see that the ES is trending in a certain way, like right now, this, like you can see on the 15-minute chart, since 5 a.m. this morning, we've pretty much just been in this downward trend. So that's kind of like if I see the ES is in this downward trend, and then I go over and I look at the NASDAQ, I'm kind of like, okay, even though the NASDAQ's kind of like, it pushed up kind of out of this right now, I'm like, well, as long as the ES kind of keeps that downward trend here on the bigger time frames, well, then the NASDAQ will kind of follow that, or we get the breakout on the NASDAQ, it leads, and then the ES goes. I mean, like I said, it's just kind of a thing, I guess. Just sometimes trading is not simply, you can't just simply explain why you do a certain thing. There's not like always a perfect explanation. It's got that feeling, man. It's got that feeling sometimes. So on the ES, that 50 area, kind of a key level right now, I would say we got to stay kind of above that 50 area here on the ES. And then the idea for pushing up here would be that pivot point, 67 pivot point up there, and then all the way above 67 would be 191 pivot. So then to the downside, 44s. What's funny is if you look at like, you know, the daily chart here, I mean, we really like have just been stuck here on this daily chart. Get rid of the pivots for a second. Since February, I mean, we've just been in this range basically since February. Nothing, you know, nothing too crazy. I mean, that was what? Back in December, actually. So back in December, we've pretty much been in this channel, this range, whatever you want to call it here. We haven't really made like a drastic move out of this yet since December of 2022. So, especially like looking at the recent price action here, I mean, we've just been doot, kind of sitting there. Look at how tight we're getting as well on this daily chart for a possible breakout here. Will today be the day? The $1 million question. But you saw yesterday inside range of Wednesday's price action. Today, kind of opening up right here at the top of that range. Not much of a wick to the downside here yet on the daily candle. A lot of wicks. Resistance here, 60 to 70 right now. If we can get above that 70 level, well then, I would say that 90 to 200 level would be, it's a pretty big move though. Never know. Sometimes you get those crazy trend days on Friday where the market just goes straight up all day long. Sometimes you get chopped. Sometimes you get, so we just, either way, all we got to do is just sit back, wait, and watch. Prepared for everything. We're preparing for every possible scenario. We don't have to predict where the market's going to go. We just got to trade the action. When the action's there, we trade it. When the action's not there, we just stay out of it. So let's go. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, blow it up, baby. Got about 3 minutes here till the market opens. 3 minutes. Right now on the ES going into open, you got a bunch of liquidity there at the 65s, a bunch of liquidity at the 72s. Not a lot of liquidity to the downside here. We've seen that before where most of the liquidity is either sitting on the upside or the downside of the move. And well, it's kind of like a clue possibly with most of that liquidity to the upside here. 72's up there. Let's think about that now. Let's remember that later, that 72 level. Does that 72 level get hit here? Maybe not right at open, but today, does 72 get hit? That was the high. 73 was the high on Wednesday. 72.50 up there right now on the ES here. And the NASDAQ, a little bit more mixed up here. You got 500 liquidity, 13,500 liquidity on the NASDAQ. But we've got some more, we got some liquidity to the downside here. So the NASDAQ, not so one-sided, whereas the ES, a lot more one-sided in terms of where the liquidity is sitting at. So we'll see how this plays out. Ugh. Wait. Won't you come? I actually just ordered some new monitors. I might be the dumbest person in the world, or I might just, I don't know. I have bought way too many monitors in my life. But right now I have the vertical monitors, and I ended up buying some bigger vertical monitors. I have a fetish. I have a thing. It's like a thing that just a fetish for monitors, baby. It's like I want to spend all my money on monitors. Here we go. 15 seconds till the market opens. It's not a sickness, Roy. It's not a sickness. I love it. I love it. I just love monitors so much. Here we go. Market is now open for business. Let's see how this goes. Right now, kind of sitting at a kind of a key level right here to kind of make up its mind which way it wants to go. You can see the NASDAQ below the VWAP, the ES. I think if the NASDAQ can get above 75s here, things get interesting for the bulls. So just kind of watching to see if we push up here through that 75s next. And pushing 75s. $75 battle here. Trouble at 75. VWAP right now acting as resistance there on the NASDAQ. The ES holding VWAP there. NASDAQ and the ES try to push up here through the 80s. Some indecision right here. The ES still battling that downward trend on the bigger time frames. So will they push it through the 80s next? NASDAQ and the ES having some trouble here. Pop in, drop in, pop in, drop in. The NASDAQ trying to push up there through the 80s. You got the 90s up there next. 80s sitting there on the book map right now. 85s on the NASDAQ. The ES trouble. Will they push it all the way up through the 80s on the NASDAQ? There it is through the 80s now. ES a little weaker. ES is lagging. The NASDAQ's going straight up right now, so I think the ES will follow here. We can see some of the liquidity is looking a little bit rough there right now on the ES. ES holding there at the VWAP. NASDAQ pushing through the 80s now. The high on the ES there, that 57, 50 area, needs to get above 58s here. Like I said, there's that 15-minute downward trend right now that we're battling. We're going to be pushing into a pivot point on the QQQ here in a minute as well. 327.26 area for the NASDAQ, having a little bit of trouble right now. And there they go, trying to push it all the way through the 85s next. But look at the NASDAQ leading right now, the ES pulling back here. So trouble, some choppy action here. ES trouble. The ES now breaking through the VWAP again. See the NASDAQ leading right now. NASDAQ wants 90s here. It wants that 90 level. Bunch of liquidity sitting there at the 90s. Like I said earlier, we got rid of a lot of that liquidity to the downside, no longer there on the ES. There's still all that liquidity at the 65s. But the ES kind of just chopping around here at the VWAP right now. There's trouble here. Trouble. The ES still just holding right there at the VWAP for now. NASDAQ pulling back to VWAP here. Remember, we do have that gap in both the ES, both in the SPY and the QQQ today to think about. We gapped up today, obviously, but there still is that gap in the chart to think about. Just right now on the SPY here, we're below the VWAP. So the SPY not looking too hot right now. Just kind of chopping around here at the VWAP. Needs to get above that 413.50 area. And then, like I said, that gap. So pretty much we closed yesterday at 412. We're at 413 right now here on the SPY. So if we start selling down here, I think there's a good chance that we kind of fill that gap to this level down there again. We got that pivot point at the 413s here on the SPY right now. The ES having trouble. Like I said, that downward trend still intact on the ES. Right now, the ES through the VWAP again. The NASDAQ right there at the VWAP. Lots of choppy action here. Choppy McChopperson. Choppy McChopperson. Chop chop suey. Chop fooey. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, help me out. Blow up that like button. It's free to like. Best thing to do right now is probably hit that like button. Honestly. Stay out of the action right now. Just wait. Be a little bit more patient. Hit that like button. You know, people want to hit buttons. They want to buy. They want to sell. Buy, 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 sell, sell. Well, instead of buy, buy, sell, sell, like. Hey, the great thing about hitting the like button is you're not risking any money. You're just sitting back, waiting, being patient right now. The NASDAQ still holding there at the VWAP. The ES holding there at the VWAP. Maybe we're waiting for those 10 a.m. numbers. I don't know. Just still very choppy here. Might need to go to the bathroom and just trade in the bathroom here and get the market to move again. I know what I'm not doing today. I am not making a protein shake. Oh, no, no, no. Not again. You're not getting me. You're not getting me, people. Ain't doing it. I will not be making any protein shakes today. Ain't doing it. Nope. Ain't doing it. You ain't getting me. I will not be missing out on any 100-point moves today because of the protein shake. All right. The ES looking weak here. Dollar popping up. The NASDAQ selling down here. We're losing support. We're moving back down here. On the NASDAQ right now, we're selling. You got the 150 area there on the book map for the ES here. 152 liquidity right there. And then down to the 150s. So well, let's see if we get that move down there towards the 50s. NASDAQ dumping here. Dollar going straight up. Dollar going straight up right now. The chop is real. Oh my gosh, look at that. Overall trend is still pointing down here, but just chop city right here. Chop city, baby. Not really any reason to do anything right now, I don't think. NASDAQ sitting right there at that 60 area. Just really tight right here. Both the NASDAQ and the ES below VWAP here now. Push back up there to the VWAP for now. Will they break it back above the VWAP there towards the 80s here on the NASDAQ? Or are we just going to chop? Ugh. Trying to push up here towards that 80 area again. On the NASDAQ, the ES popping up there. There's that push towards the 80s again. Look at that candle. She's up, she's down, she's all around. Good time just to stay out of it right now, I think. Sometimes the best thing to do is just to not put a trade on, my friends. Just better to wait, let the market kind of figure out where it wants to go, what it wants to do, and then we do something here. That easy, that simple. Oh. I do have the 3-minute chart pulled up on the NASDAQ. That's funny. I didn't notice that. Good catch. Good catch, Douglas. I knew you were good for something, Douglas. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's why I keep you around, Douglas. You got the eye. Got the eye, Douglas. Right now, the NASDAQ holding there at the VWAP. Looking a little bull flaggy here on the 1-minute chart. The ES trying to push up. Right there at the VWAP. Look at the ES trying to push up there through the 57s again. NASDAQ sitting right there at 75. That hard NASDAQ getting really tight here at the 75 to 80 level. What will happen? Pulling back here. Both the ES and the NASDAQ showing weakness right now there. Look at the ES dumping back down right now. This chop is terrible right now. We got numbers coming out at 10 a.m. here, so hopefully once those numbers come out, we get a better move. We've got our 15-minute range basically established now. Now the ES, the NASDAQ dumping down here to the lows again. On the book map right now, liquidity there at the 52s and 50 down there on the ES. The NASDAQ liquidity here, 60s. Looking a little dumpy here. Little bug. The ES looking weak here through the 53s. Will the NASDAQ follow? I think so. That I'll ever be. I don't want to go home tonight. The NASDAQ through the 50s possible. Look at the ES dumping down there to the 50s now. NASDAQ still kind of holding up here for a second. Possibly maybe get a gap fill here today to the downside. Need that NASDAQ to break through 50 strong. Break it on down here. Broken. Oh, buddy. Took a nice little short there from the 55s down to the 50s there on the ES. Nice and easy. I like nice and easy, baby. That was a nice and easy trade, actually. Getting back, when that little pushback up there, get stuck at the VWAP again, bam, down there to the 50s, still going lower. She's selling. He's selling. Oh, buddy. We got numbers coming out at 10 a.m. So right now, looking, we filled the gap there now on the NASDAQ from yesterday. And the SPY is it a coincidence? I don't know. Is it a coincidence? Look at that. I drew that arrow right there. We drew that arrow right there on the SPY. And look at it, almost played out. I predicted the future. I predicted the future. It's kind of funny. Almost that arrow, the line on that arrow almost was the bottom of that candle right there. Almost the bottom of that candle, perfectly there. Sometimes you get lucky in life, my friends. Yeah, I noticed, I think Trade-Evate's lagging again. Anyone else notice that? Because I went to cover my short, and it actually worked in my favor. I pressed exit, market, exit, and I ended up getting a better fill. So I'm not mad about it, but I definitely, I noticed that it didn't exit right away. Oh, how? How is Trade-Evate? How do they, I don't get it. Like, how do you have problems every day? Oh, man. Ugh. How did this happen? How did it happen? Look at that bounce back though. Wow, that thing really ripped back up there. Both the NASDAQ and the ES pushing right back up there. Good thing I covered my short when I did. YOLO. I am in Hawaii. On the day right now, I'm up $2,700 on the day. Not mad about it. I'll take it. A little $2,700 day. Also made $450 in my Trade-Evate account. Just trading 2 contracts there on the ES. I have my Trade-Evate account where it's like my personal account where I definitely don't trade as aggressively because it's kind of like, I don't know. It's my money. Where with Topstep, I'm like, it's not my money. Let's go. Reasonable logic. I did not get long. I got short. You missed it. A little late to the party, my friend. Puberty investing. You can see right there on the NASDAQ how perfectly that played out for that short. This guy, by the way, people always like, Patrick, you never tell us when to buy and sell. Guys, this indicator right here, what you're seeing on my charts, This is totally free. Anybody can have this. Anybody. You don't need to pay for it. You don't need to join a chat room. It's all there on the charts, free. So please do yourself a favor. Put a little bit of effort into trading, and you can have the same exact entries that I do without me telling you. That's the best part about it. Just, letting everybody know. Everybody loves to get all mad about how Patrick Wieland doesn't tell people when to buy and sell. But I'm like, literally the strategy that I use is free. It's not like I don't have a secret strategy. The funny part is the gurus that have chat rooms that are telling people when to buy and sell, they're probably using the same exact strategies that I am. And they're just charging people $500 a month to tell you when to buy and sell. So I'm saving you the money, I'm saving you guys the money. And you're actually learning how to trade. A friend of mine, he's been in a chat room for like 6 years. He's been trading in a chat room for 6 years. He's been paying thousands of dollars every year to be in a chat room where his mentor tells him when to buy and sell. And do you know how much money he's made in those 6 years? Do you know how much money? Anybody guess? Anybody? Somebody guess. Somebody, come on. I know someone's smart enough to guess. 6 years of being in a chat room paying thousands of dollars. How much money do you think he's made? He's lost $60,000 in those 6 years. And that's not even the money that he's paid to the chat room. Six years of being in a chat room. That's fucking crazy. Right? Are you not that's what I'm telling people. People think that being in a chat room and being told when to buy and sell is the holy grail of trading, but it's not. It's just not. If I thought it was good for people to just follow me into every single trade and they would get rich, then I would be like, yeah, let's do it. But I know that right there, that stat alone, the guy is in a chat room where his mentor tells him exactly when to buy, when to sell. And it's been 6 years of doing this, and he's lost $60,000 over the 6 year period. Why would he keep doing it? I mean, why do people get mad when I don't tell them what to buy and sell? It's the same reason. People want to be spoon-fed. That's all it is. People just want to be spoon-fed. They don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to learn. They'd rather spend 6 years being told when to buy and sell and not making money. Is he mad? No. I mean, I would say that he just makes excuses to why. Oh, well, the reason that I lost money is because I didn't follow my mentor perfectly. And I'm like, that's the thing. People don't understand is every person is everyone's emotions are different. Everybody's, brain works differently. So it's me buying and selling at a certain point, I get in and then you get in and then all of a sudden I get out for a profit and then you get greedy and then you don't get out for a profit and then you end up losing on the trade. And like I said, it's not saying that his mentor or anybody that has a Discord isn't a good trader. It's just the fact that you can't copy someone to learn how to trade. It doesn't work. If it worked, think about it. If it worked, if copying other traders would get you rich, then everybody would just be fucking rich because there would be 5 traders out there in the entire world that tell people when to buy and sell, and then everybody else would just buy and sell, right? It would just be that simple. It's not rocket science. If it worked, everybody would be rich, but there's a reason that it doesn't work. Yeah, Nor Trades made $400 million. How many of his students have made money? Same thing with Ross Cameron. Ross Cameron got sued $3 million by the FTC. Ross Cameron, makes money trading, but why is it that his students don't make money? If his students are in his chat room, if they're watching him trade live every day, why is it that his students lose money, but he makes money? again, it's like, it's just the stats don't lie. You know, it's not me hating at all. People are gonna be like, yeah, Petter's a hater. He's a hater. It's like, it's not about being a hater. It's just it's real. It's like it's reality. If trading was as easy as following some guy in a chat room, everybody would be rich, right? Like, literally everybody in the world would be rich, because we all would just, hell, if I knew that I could join a chat room and just follow someone to know when to buy and sell, I'd be rich. I would just like, why would I even try to trade? There we go. Numbers, 10 a.m. numbers. That was a nice little move, actually, on those 2-star numbers. Pop and then a drop and then a pop possible. The ES down the 50s again. The NASDAQ dropped down there to the 28s. Look at that, about a 30-point move there on the NASDAQ. Ooh, baby. The chop is real. Hopefully nobody was long or short during that, or maybe short, but maybe not long. Everybody knew those numbers were coming out at 10 a.m. Don't tell me you didn't know. We talked about those numbers coming out at 10 a.m. multiple times here. The ES looking just choppy, kind of. What's it going to do here? Really, really might know what it's like. Right now, NASDAQ kind of chopping around back to the 30s. ES looking weak here. Will they break to the downside there? Right now, the SPY bounced about the QQQ about to bounce off that 325 pivot. There's a 325 pivot. NASDAQ down to the 20s. The ES sell. Trade-of-8 is definitely lagging. Anyone else? Yeah, it's definitely lagging right now. Great. Great. Gotta love it. Fresh Cash Friday. Trade-of-8 lagging. Don't they know it's Fresh Cash Friday? Of all the days of the whole entire week to not work, he doesn't want to work on a Friday. New member, let's go. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, we got 496 likes, we got 1,800 people watching. 1,800, 400, 1,800, 400. The math does not check out. For some reason, I'm not a genius when it comes to math. You guys know that. When it comes to math, you know, 1 + 1, I can handle that. But 1,800, 400, yeah, it doesn't. I don't think the math checks out there. It seems that somebody has not hit the like button. I'm not sure who it is, but somebody out there is not hitting the like button. There's that bounce off of that 325.69 pivot we just talked about on the NASDAQ. Be careful. Let's see what happens here. Both the ES and the NASDAQ selling down there after those numbers came out. Will we continue lower through here? The $1 million question. And we're selling lower. Beautiful. I want you guys to see this. If you're trading the NASDAQ, you're trading the ES, whatever it is, look at that pivot point right there. We just bounced off it for a second, and that would give you a nice little short entry, thinking that, okay, we bounce off that pivot point, we come back up, that's my short entry, we get the break through the pivot, and that's what I'm looking for. I think there's that. Look, I'm telling you, I'm just that good sometimes. I can draw the future. I can draw the future right there. Is it a coincidence? we're filling that gap on the ES right now, on the SPY there. But we drew this, that arrow this morning at open, thinking about that gap fill, and there we are. So, whippy, yippee, ki-yay. So the SPY pretty much filled the gap now. And there you have it. Once again, what do we say here on the channel all the time? I know you guys already know what I'm going to say. Don't make protein shakes. That was one thing, but yeah, gaps love to get filled. The thing is, like, we don't know for sure, right? When we wake up in the morning, we see that gap in the chart. We don't know for sure that gap's going to get filled. Nothing is guaranteed with trading, right? But what we do know is if the price action starts moving in that direction, it creates a void, right? It's an area of just really kind of bad price action. So the market can easily just dump right through there. So if you were not aware of that gap in the chart today, I mean, again, it's not rocket science, guys. Don't make trading harder than it needs to be. And there we go. Pretty much filled the gap there on the SPY now. Beautiful move. So don't overcomplicate these things. People love to overcomplicate trading with a million different concepts. And I had a phone call yesterday with a guy. He reached out to me, and he might be watching right now, actually. I'm not talking crap, but this guy reached out to me. He's like, hey, I want to show you my setup. I want to show you my strategy, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, he kept hitting me up about it. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I did a phone call with him. I did a Google Meets with him, and he's showing me his strategy. And I swear to God, I have never seen so many indicators on a chart. He had to have at least 15 indicators on the chart. It was insanity. And I was just like, bro, like, there's too much going on here. I can't even, no offense again, like, I know he's watching, but like, he couldn't clearly explain like the actual strategy. It was just like, well, you know, we got this going on here, we got this here, we got this indicator, we got this indicator, we got this indicator. And I'm like, that's too much. It's too much stuff, man. Too much to think about. Oh man, it's only 4 o'clock in the morning. I've already made $3,000. What am I gonna do now? It's Fresh Cash Friday, baby. What will I do now? I'm gonna just go to the beach and sit there and wait for the sun to rise. Just go and sit there at the beach and just be like, 2 hours until sunrise. Be the first person there. Put my tent, put my umbrella, my chair out. Sit at the beach. What do I like best about Hawaii that Florida does not have? The waves. The waves, man. The waves. Yesterday I went surfing, or I went e-foiling, whatever you want to call it. And it's... honestly, when you're out there and you're surfing, you're riding, you're on the wave, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Your profit from the day, your loss from the day, your trading, the comments on YouTube, none of that shit matters. Nothing. It literally, like, it's just nothing. So that's one thing I love about surfing. You go out there, when you're on a wave, when you're surfing, the only thing you're worried about is riding that wave, man. And that's kind of like trading. I think about a lot about, there's a lot of similarities between trading and surfing. I know it's like so cliche to say, but one of the biggest things about surfing is, you know, that guaranteed when you go surfing, if you miss a wave, if you fall on a wave, if you don't get in on the wave, whatever it is, if you miss the wave, you know there's more waves coming. So like, that's the surfer mentality, that you always know there's more waves coming. Where that's the same thing with trading. Like, if you make a trade, you lose it, you don't trade it, whatever it is, you miss out on the trade, you get out for a loss, whatever it is, Like, what's the one thing you got to focus on? Like, hey, I know there's more trades to come. I can't go on tilt. I can't get emotional. I can't start, revenge trading. No, I just got to always know that there's going to always be more setups. There's always going to be more opportunities to make money. Will it happen right away? 5 seconds later, maybe not. You might have to wait 30 minutes. And that's the same thing with surfing, right? Like, you catch a wave, you paddle back out, and you sit there. You might sit there for 30 minutes. You might sit there for 5 minutes. You might sit there for 20 minutes. But from a philosophical level, from a psychology level, that there is another wave coming. You might look out at the horizon and not see any waves, but that there will be a wave coming. And that's just like trading. Sometimes you sit there and you're like, man, I missed out on the move. What am I going to do now? And you're like, no, I'm just going to sit there and wait. John Paget, welcome to the party, baby. I should visit Portugal. How do you know I haven't been to Portugal? I've been to Nazaré, the largest wave in the world. I filmed like a 60-foot wave when I was there, probably. Yeah, I spent a week in Portugal at Nazaré with Laird Hamilton filming foiling. Old Laird Hamilton. You got Garrett McNamara, which kind of revolutionized big wave surfing there at Nazaré. He lives here on the North Shore. See him every once in a while. Right now, we're on the 1 minute chart, correct? I've been everywhere, baby. I might look like some YouTuber who just sits on YouTube and day trades, but I'm 34 years old and I've been to more places and done more things and seen more things than most people will ever. So don't sell me short. Don't sell me short, baby. Never bet against Patrick Wieland. That's the one thing that if I ever got to tell people one thing, don't bet against me, baby. I would not be buying put options on Patrick Wieland, that's for sure. Lori, new member, let's go. It's Fresh Cash Friday. We got new members, we got new parties. So right now, just kind of sitting back. We had that big move down. We made some nice money, and now we're going to be patient and kind of just wait to see what the next opportunity looks like here. Little push back up. Had that big dip down into the 40s, bounced off the 40s, back up to the 45s now. That 15-minute candle on the ES right now looking kind of, we got a big wick on the downside of that 15-minute candle there. So for the ES, let's just see how this kind of plays out. Because one thing to focus on here as well is look at the time on that candle. It's got 2 minutes left on that candle, right? If you look at the 15-minute chart, we got 2 minutes left there. We're pretty much sitting, at the 50-50 point of that 15-minute candle right here. So it kind of makes me, I don't want to be shorting right here just yet. I'd want to kind of wait to see where this 15-minute candle closes at. Because this could be kind of a bounce back up, right? We could get a big wick back up here. Or you probably can't even see it. But look at the 15-minute chart here. See that little wick? This is telling me that I might want to hold off on shorting just yet. Got a minute left on that 15-minute candle. Like I said, the ES trying to push back up here. Guess what, guys? What did we get today? What was the move today? Remember the strategy we've been talking about? I made a video talking about it very clearly on the channel here. That first 15-minute candle, opening range. Let's take a look at it. I had it pulled up on my other charts, but hopefully you guys were also aware. What was interesting is look at how that 15-minute opening range was pretty much right in line with the pre-market move all the way back to about 8:15 there. So Is it a coincidence? The high on that candle, 58.25. The high on this candle, 57.25. What does that tell you? We're inside that opening range there. Does that mean I want to be getting long? You know, do I want to be getting long up here? Do I want to be long up here? Well, obviously we didn't break out, so I definitely don't want to be getting long right there. And look at that move. We broke to the lows there from the 53s. We broke out of that open range. Went from the 53s all the way down there to the 38s. I mean, this is honestly probably one of the easiest strategies for day trading in the entire world. Like it's just honestly, I don't know how it gets any easier than this. That opening range, my friends. That opening range right there. Same thing on the NASDAQ, that 15-minute candle. We broke the downside through the 60s. Again, it's like, the thing is, I don't need to tell you guys when to buy and sell. You can clearly see when to buy, when to sell. You know, it's not rocket science. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I have some magical indicator, some magical algorithm. I don't. I literally, all I'm doing is trading simple price action. You know, it's like, don't overcomplicate it. Right now, holding down here at the lows, the NASDAQ sitting there at the 43s. The ES there at the 21, the NASDAQ at the 20s, the ES here at the 43s, looking like it wants to possibly move down here again. Whee! Oh, man. You left me far behind, baby, baby, hey. Baby. We'll push back up, still kind of in that 15-minute chop zone here. Like we said, the SPY looking a little choppy here. You can see the QQQ pushing back up. We got that pivot point turning into resistance there at the 325s, which was support earlier. Let's see if they're going to pop it back above 325. The VWAP on the QQQ up there, the 326s. Chaz, it's not the top and bottom of the first 15-minute candle. It is. What are you talking about? It's not the top and bottom. It is the first top. What do you mean it's not the first? What are you talking about? The opening range. I was just pointing out the fact that the opening range candle there is that first 15-minute candle. The high was 58. The low was 53, which was also that chop zone from 8 a.m. Yes, it always, why would it not include wicks? Why would we not include wicks? I mean, wicks are price action. I don't care what anyone says. The wick is price action. So the problem is, like, if you would have only traded the opening range on that 15-minute candle with only the body, then that would have been your opening range right there. So you would have lost money getting long when it broke above there. So yeah, it's always wicks. People love to say, like, oh, that the wicks are not important, but I mean, maybe not on the 1 minute chart. Maybe the 1 minute chart, you're not that worried about the wicks, but the 15-minute chart, that's a lot of price action. Why would you not consider the wicks as important? Chaz, will you take your caps lock off first off? Like, I don't know why you're yelling at us. Your drawing yellows are not the top and bottom of that candle. Well, how is it not the top and bottom? Am I confused right now? Am I drunk? I think I'm drunk. Maybe Chaz is drunk. How is that not the top and bottom of that candle? Here's the opening candle. Look, there's the opening candle. I don't like, how is that not the top and bottom? That's the first 15-minute candle right there. The market opens at 9:30. By 9:45, that 15-minute candle closes. I'm just confused. I'm confused. My brain, it don't work. You were looking at the 45-minute chart, and you're, oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh man, that's funny. I had a woman the other day that she literally commented on my video, was like, that she said that the market opens at 9 a.m. That's what she said. She goes, the market opens at 9. I'm like, in what country? It doesn't matter what time frame. No, it doesn't matter what time zone you're in. There is nowhere in the entire world that the market opens at 9 a.m. Like there is nowhere in the entire world where the market opens at 9 a.m. And she was going to argue the fact that the market opens at 9 a.m. I'm like, I'm confused. Are you trolling me? I think she's trolling me. I'm confused. I'm very confused now. It wasn't even about if she was a woman or not. It was just the fact that, like, somebody actually commented that. No, Patrick's wrong. The market opens at 9 a.m. Okay. 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 The nice thing is, you know, sometimes it just makes me a little bit more confident that we will always be able to make money in the market, because there's always going to be somebody out there that has no clue what they're doing. Absolutely no clue, and they're willing to lose money. People, it's amazing how people have no clue what they're doing and they're willing to risk money. It just seems like a really bad idea. Like, you don't even know when the market opens, but you're a trader. Crude oil opens at 9 a.m. I mean, sure, but that's not the market. I mean, like I said, luckily, you know, not everybody can make money in the market, because someone's got to lose so that we can make money. That's just the sad part about it, you know. Someone's got to lose so that we can keep making money. And that's just how it's been for the last 100 years. Market getting tight right here. Will we break the downside? Look at this thing. That pivot point on the QQQ right now acting as resistance. The next pivot point down there, 324. They're holding it there. Look at how tight that thing is getting on the QQQ right now. The SPY, same thing. There's a pivot point down there at the 411s. We're just chopping around right now there on the SPY. Definitely looking like a bear flag here on the SPY though. Got the VWAP on the SPY up there at the 412, 72s. How did people, I don't know how people survived before. The thing is, Google has every answer in the entire world. Like you could ask Google anything and you will find the answer for it. But people still don't Google. They would rather comment on my videos and argue with me about something than just go on, like literally the same amount of time that it would take you to type in a comment on YouTube, you could go to Google and get the answer instantly. But people are still like, nope. Patrick, the market opens at 9 a.m. You're an idiot. Okay. Oh man. You're right. I'm wrong. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for your comment. Charles, if you pay me $10, I will say the market opens at 9 a.m. You're right, Charles. $10, I'll say whatever you want. Whatever you want, Charles. Whatever makes you happy. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, come on, it's Fresh Cash Friday. Let's go. Got 692 likes. Got 700 people watching. What's going on here? Let's go, people. I don't understand the disconnection between the like button and the viewers. Like, even if I went on a live stream and I like watched a live stream for like 5 minutes and I was like, oh, this guy's an idiot, I would still be like, hey, I'll throw him a like. Like it costs you nothing to like. It costs you nothing. Your little mouse, it's like you just move your little mouse. Just boom, hit the like button. It blows my mind. Like why people don't want to hit the like button. Everybody can hit the like button. It's free to hit the like button. Like the same amount of time and energy that you spent to like go on YouTube and, you know, click on my video is the same amount of energy that you could use to hit the like button to help me out. I don't ask for much other than, you know, your firstborn child and a like. That's all. Are we looking for a breakdown here? I mean, it's looking like that, but right now, just basically going sideways here. I'd say the best plan is to just sit back and wait and watch, my friends. You can see we're holding that trend line right now, so getting very tight. Here's the issue, right? Like it looks very much like it wants to break down, but guess what? How easy would it be to go, wee? You know, how easy would it be? It'd be really easy. It'd also be really easy for it to go wee to the downside. So at this moment, it's just better to wait and watch. Because here's the thing, like if you look earlier, look at this like bounce back up earlier, right? We pushed up to the VWAP right there, then we rolled off. I mean, that was what? Like 10 minutes break to the downside. That was when the numbers came out. But I mean, this is now consolidating here for 30 minutes. So it's a very like roll the dice type of moment. This is not like a point where I'm like, hey, I want to for sure get short right here. This is one of those moments where you can easily get blown up. You get short here, it runs up 20 points. We're far off the VWAP. The VWAP right now is all the way up there at the 460s. We're at the 400s. I would say it's definitely looking more like it wants to break down here, but again, it's definitely, you know, at that point where it's not real clear. Lori said that somebody quit trading when they found somebody else had to lose. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you go to work and you work at McDonald's, you work anywhere, somebody has to lose money to pay you. Like they got to buy a McDonald's, they got to buy, a cheeseburger. They got to lose their money to be able to pay you. That's just like, that's every day. No matter what you do in life, somebody has to lose money so that you can gain money. I know the Fed just prints more money every day, but for us normal people out there who don't have money printers, well, we have to actually take other people's money. There's the breakdown there from the 20s. Like I said, definitely was looking more breaky to the downside-y, but just did not love it right there. Especially on a Friday. The last thing I want to do on a Friday is short some setup that I'm not confident in and then get squeezed out of it. That's for sure. I do not want to be getting squeezed today. No, thank you. I like to be squeezed on Mondays. If I'm going to get squeezed out of any day of the week, I want to be squeezed on a Monday, all right? I do not want to be squeezed on a Friday. Friday squeezes, not what I want. There's a move down to the 400s on the book map right now. Breaking 400s. She's going. Howee! Dumping. Oh, buddy. Still going. Obviously, in hindsight now, I'm like, oh, I should have got short there, but is what it is. And again, the great thing about it is, what do I know? I know there's more setups coming, right? Like I know that. I have no FOMO. I have no emotion to this. I'm not sitting here like, man, I should have jumped in. And I'm definitely not going to short down here at the bottom now. Now we just wait for our next setup. Oh gosh. Market breaking to the downside, the NASDAQ and the ES to the downside there. I like that my suspicion was at least right. I didn't take the trade. Obviously, in hindsight, it's easy now to look at it. But my suspicion that we were going to break the downside, at least I had the right suspicion. Just not enough of a suspicion to take the trade there. But it probably would have been... See, like even on the 5-minute chart, it just was not very pretty looking. There on the NASDAQ, you can see just like 5-minute chart, wiki. And there's the breaky. There's the breakdown out of that bear flag on the SPY. So again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I told you so, but I mean, we drew that bear flag on the SPY like 10 minutes ago. And there's your breakdown. So at least I wasn't telling you to buy. That's for sure. I'm happy about that. The last thing I want to do is be like, tell you guys buy. And then all of a sudden it drops down and everybody's like, what? You told me to buy. And I'm like, oh, no. I apologize. So the SPY breaking out of that bear flag to the downside there. So hopefully that you avoided getting long at least. I mean, the market's only down 0.3% right now, 0.30%. So not that big of a drop so far. There still is more room to go. The QQQ has pivot point down there at 324. We also saw there on the QQQ with the pivot point acting as resistance there. So you had that like classic breakdown to the downside there. That's what's kind of interesting here. If you look at the QQQ, the ETF chart, I would say this is definitely a lot. Maybe I was too focused on the NASDAQ chart there and not focused enough on the ETF charts here. But this was definitely, I think this was a cleaner setup because we had that pivot point right there, 325.60 area. So yeah. There's a move down now through the 400s, 13,400 area. Bum, 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 bum. Still going down. She won't stop. She can't stop, she said. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, check me out on Twitter. It's at Wieland Trades. Not sure that you guys aren't already following me, I would say, but I like this. There's new hashtag on Twitter. How about this? We'll do a new hashtag on Twitter and we'll do a giveaway at some point. Do it hashtag Wieland Winners. Wieland Winners right there. Martin Brits with the profit there of $1,200. Little Wieland Winners with a gap filled. Congratulations, Martin Brits. You're the MVP. Look at that. The best part about it, I didn't tell Martin when to buy. I didn't tell him when to sell. And guess what? He had 2 profitable trades. 100% accuracy there. 2 trades, $1,200 in profit. Congratulations, Martin. Congratulations. Welcome to the Winners Club, baby. Welcome to the Winners Club. And now the market down there, the 13,380s. Sebastian, you can always stay longer, my friend. That's one thing you have to get over as a trader. You got to get over the fact that you could always stay longer in a trade, but you got to think, maybe the market would have reversed and then you'd be out for a smaller profit. Maybe you get out for a loss. The same way, it's like we are so quick. We're so quick to be like, oh man, I should have stayed longer. But at the same time, you could have easily gotten stopped out. The market could have reversed. It's always the coulda, the shoulda, the woulda. All you got to focus on, the only thing you need to focus on as a trader is, did you make money? Did you follow your plan? And that's all that matters. That's literally nothing else matters. If the market goes higher, if it goes lower, it means nothing. It doesn't mean you're a bad trader. It doesn't mean you're a good trader. All that matters is you took a trade, you followed your plan, you took your profit. That's literally the only thing that matters, guys. That's the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters. It means nothing. You know, like, people love to sit around. I mean, I used to do it as well. Like everything that I talk about here on the stream, by the way, these are all lessons that I've learned. You know, I'm not 15 years old trading in a bathroom. I've been trading for 7 years. My dad does not tell me when to buy and sell. I don't, sit on Twitter claiming to be a genius when I'm 15 years old, the next trading prodigy. No, I put in the work. I put in the time. 7 years of my life. You know what I mean? Like, it's 7 years. Like, I actually know what the struggle is. I didn't go in the bathroom and struggle to go to bathroom. Like, no, I actually know what the struggle in life is, by the way. So that's the big difference here. And the funny part is, like, you guys can go and watch. You can watch all my videos on YouTube. and see it all. You can see the struggle. You can see me going through it. You know, like it's not like, oh God. It's not like I don't sit here and preach because I have nothing to like back it up. There's 7 years of videos on YouTube literally showing me struggling, going through trading. You know, like 7 years, man. I swear my head is getting sunburnt from this light. I don't know why, but I have, you know, this big light for the YouTube, and I feel like my head is literally like getting sunburnt from this light. Is that possible? LED lights, do LED lights sunburn you? Let me look. Google. I'm gonna Google it. You know, all I gotta do is just Google it. Do LED lights sunburn? LED lights sunburn. Yes, I knew it. I was right. I am getting sunburnt. It's a real thing. LED grow lights, not just LED lights in general. No, I guess maybe not. Maybe they don't. Maybe the grow lights do it, but not the normal LED lights. No. Damn it. I was wrong. See? That's also the problem with Google. You got to make sure that you like really read what you're reading. But I swear, my head right now, I can like, it feels sunburnt. I'm telling you, I think this light, it's doing something. I'm a ginger. Market pushing back up there, 13,400 level on the NASDAQ right now. On the book map here, you can see 13,400 there. Sitting liquidity-wise on the NASDAQ, the ES. Liquidity, not much liquidity at 34s. They took that out. They added it back. So we're back up now, 38, 39s. I will never forget the one video where Patrick asked a veteran trader what he thinks about the strategy that he uses of selling overpriced stocks. What video is that? I don't even remember that one. Oh. Steve Kalajian. Back in the day, ticker talker. I will give credit to Steve. Steve definitely opened my eyes to futures. You know, I was an idiot. I was trading small caps. It's funny because I feel like lately everybody's trading futures. I don't know, like, what switch happened, but I definitely see a lot less people trading small caps. I think the small cap market is just dead. And the NASDAQ bouncing back up there at 13,400. I've been messing around this part. I've been messing around. So on the day right now, locking in $3,390. Kind of traded a lot of contracts, to be honest. But $3,720 gross. Got killed on commissions, but still $3,390 today. We're Fresh Cash Friday, baby. Making the money. Making the money. And I also traded in my TradeEvade account here as well. I think I took two trades. Two trades here in my TradeEvade account. Just 2 contracts on the ES. And locked in $475 in that account. So the other account you just saw is my Topstep account. And then this is my personal account. Sometimes I trade it a little bit more than this, but I probably could have taken a couple more trades on this today, but it just kind of is what it is. So happy with that. It's Fresh Cash Friday. I'm happy just to be able to walk away in the green either way. Why do I pay such high fees? So my TradeEvade account, I have the membership or whatever it is, but with Topstep, yeah, you just pay whatever the fees are through Topstep. I still have a very honest question. I don't know why anyone would want to trade options over futures. Especially because I see a lot of people on Twitter that are trading SPY options or, QQQ options. It just makes, I don't see any benefit to trade options over trading futures. I just don't, I don't understand it. I've been messing around this time in the morning. What time is it? Almost 11 o'clock. Still looking weak here. Hot sunshine. Right now, the ES kind of leading the move down here. Will the NASDAQ break through the 400s again? The SPY right there at that pivot point on the 411 area. So 411.50 SPY pivot point holding up there right now. Keep that in mind. Keeping that in mind, pivot point right there at the 411.52 on the SPY right now. But I is seeing you. Hootie and the Blowfish. Doing a little 90s throwback today. Sister Hazel, I guess. All I need, not Hootie and the Blowfish. Hootie and the Blowfish. So right now, the SPY holding there. Got to get it below that 411.50 area on the SPY for the ES to move down. Kind of holding it right there right now. NASDAQ pushing up here, back above that 13,400 area, while the ES is kind of sitting there at 36 is here. On the book map, you got 32 liquidity down there, 283 contracts at 32 now. If we can sell through here, the dollar going straight up. But that SPY pivot holding on there right now. SPY pivot holding on there. Need that NASDAQ to get rejected right there. NASDAQ liquidity down there at the 400s here. So this should pull back here. Let's see. I don't want to jinx it, but looking like it wants to dip back down here on the NASDAQ now. And we'll see if that'll bring the ES down here as well. ES coming down there now. Thinking 32.30 level here on the 32.50 and then 30s on the ES now. If we break through here, 35s. Move down there to the 30s next. You can see as well on the 1 minute chart, NASDAQ got stuck there at that trend line, pulled back. The SPY getting below that pivot, but still kind of right there at that pivot. So those pivots, you know, end up kind of acting as support, resistance sometimes. You get some choppy action around these pivots. So just be a little careful here. This could kind of bounce back up and do something stupid. Or, you know, we can also just drop right through there. Just keeping that in mind, that there is that pivot there on the SPY right now. I am on a bird. Can I explain the advantages of trading futures over options? I mean, there's no time decay. You don't have to worry about picking the right expiration, the right. I mean, yeah, there's just there's no benefit. Better taxes, easier liquidity. Yeah. Implied volatility. I think the implied volatility on options alone makes futures better. And liquidity. Tax benefits, I mean, I don't think there's not one benefit to options over futures other than the fact that people think that like they're going to buy 0-day expiring options and make a 10,000% return. Does it happen? Sometimes people get lucky, but I would say majority of people trading same day expiration options end up normally losing money. And right now, breaking the downside here, that 32 level on the book map on the ES right now, sitting there at 32.50. Momentum kind of slowing down here a little bit right now, but I'm definitely not really worried about doing anything at this point. Unless something really crazy happens. Walking away with $4,000 on a Friday, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Bam, 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 bam. Dollar is just rallying straight to the moon right now. Like just going straight up since 10 o'clock now. It's 11 o'clock almost. If we haven't already hit that like button, I will do something amazing once we hit 1,000 likes here on the stream. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we might do something crazy, something real crazy. We'll go with subscriber only. How about that? Oh, maybe the subscribers will help me get through that 1,000 likes. Welcome to the party. While we're waiting for the market to make a move or do something here, just kind of chopping around right now. I want to make something very clear. I'm sure the haters are watching right now, and I probably shouldn't even address it, but there's been a few people that have been leaving comments on my YouTube. It's probably the same person leaving comments about the fact that my brother overdosed on heroin, saying that I'm going to probably overdose on drugs because they think that I'm on drugs. But I want to make it very clear, I am not on any drugs. I cut my hair with my own. I'm not having a fucking J-Lo or a Britney Spears moment. I'm not having a mental health crisis. I cut my hair, I had a mohawk, and then I cut it fucking bald. Like, there was no other option. Once you have a mohawk, there's only one other option, and that's you got to cut it off. So again, I'm not on drugs. My brother overdosed on heroin and fentanyl. And for somebody to think that you're fucking funny because you're going to comment on my YouTube channel that I'm going to kill myself because my brother killed himself on, shooting up heroin, like there's a special place in hell for you. And I would love to meet you at some point, because not that I would, beat your ass or anything like that, but I just would love for you to actually stand in front of me and say the same things that you say on YouTube, because I know people think that I don't have feelings and I don't have emotions, but like, obviously I think that's like, talk about me being fat, talk about me being ugly, talk about me being a bad day trader. But for someone to comment and say that I'm going to kill myself because I'm on drugs the same way that my brother did, like, again, you have a special place in hell. So I know you're watching right now, and this is obviously for you. You keep making new accounts on YouTube. I keep banning the accounts. I'll keep deleting the comments. So I don't know what you're trying to do. You're not going to win. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to, I'm not going to quit YouTube because you think that you're funny. Like, it's not funny. So again, big shout out to that person. There's a special place in hell for you. Like, yeah, I would never, like, there's a fine line, right? There's a fine line of being funny, trying to hate on people, whatever, like that kind of stuff. But like, for someone to bring my brother into this to talk shit on me because, oh, your brother overdosed on heroin, you're going to as well one day. It's like, again, like there's a special place in hell for you. So congratulations, you have reached the ultimate karma points in life. Me, I'm gonna keep living, keep winning. You're gonna keep being a miserable person. So that's my little shout out to the haters today. Right now, the market pushing back up there, 13,400 level. 13,400. NASDAQ just kind of chopping around here. Like I said, that SPY pivot point there at the 411.50 is holding up there. The QQQ kind of in the middle between these two pivot points right now. So not really somewhere I want to be trading at in terms of the price action right now. Just not very clean. We did get similar price action earlier before that move down, but like I said before, it's Friday. I like making easy money on Friday. I don't want to push it. I've already made $4,000 a day. Could I make more money? Maybe. Or I can just sit here and try to make $10 for singing a song. I'll sing a song. Yeah. But I think it's funny that people like are going to accuse me or think that I'm having a mental health crisis because I shaved my head. Like, what the like, I get it, you know, like you, like the idea of you shaving your head makes you, you know, oh my God, I would never shave my head. Like, I mean, whatever. Like, I honestly don't care. Like, I actually had a couple girls tell me they like me with my shaved head. So, you know, maybe it's working in my favor. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to sit here and brag about girls, but like, again, I don't think it has anything, you know, my looks have nothing to do with my life at this point. God. I'm thinking like if I could grow my beard out, it'd be like I'd be looking like a Viking, you know, shaved head, beard, big muscles. Let's go, you know? Dude. The problem is I don't know if I can even grow a beard. It's just like it won't grow out. I blame my dad. My dad still can't grow a beard. He's 60 years old and still can't grow a beard. One day I'm gonna hit puberty and finally be able to grow a beard. One day. I gotta get beard oil. Is that the key? The secret? I drink a lot of what is that? What's the fucking, oh my God, brain fart right now. Collagen. Collagen's supposed to be good for your hair growth. I need my hair to grow back on top of my head. Do I trade with limit orders or market orders? Honestly, normally when I'm getting in, I trade with just a market order. Just simply easy to buy there with a market order. Futures, the nice thing about futures, there's normally, you know, plenty of liquidity. I don't ever feel like I get a bad fill when it comes to futures, other than when maybe trade evade's lagging, but in general. So there's that pop back up. Like I said, just not loving that idea of short there for this exact reason. You know, at a certain point, I think it's better. It's what, 11 o'clock right now. If you didn't make money this morning already on these setups, I don't, you know, it might be too late. It might, man, not that it's too late, but it might be, you know, you kind of ask yourself like, maybe I screwed up. Maybe I screwed up by not making money on the easy setups so far today. Yeah. Could definitely bounce here. If you look at the ES on the 15-minute chart right now, we're pretty much back in this big order block area. Which, look at that, rip back up now. Little rippy back up here. Got the 45s on the book map there on the ES sitting right now, so possibly push up there to the 45s next. How's it gonna be if you don't know me? How's it gonna be? You don't know me. Let's see if that liquidity there at the 45s pulls the market up there. SPY, got the VWAP on the SPY up at the 412.50 level on the SPY now. So both the QQQ and the SPY. Right now, look at this QQQ here. If you're wondering why the NASDAQ just stopped where it stopped at, well, there might be a coincidence here. That pivot point at the 325.70 level on the QQQs, you got the VWAP up there, 325.90 next on the Qs here. On the book map, if we look at the book map, NASDAQ, decent amount of liquidity up there at the 430s, which is kind of where we got stuck at earlier. Little midday reversal here. Pretty big pop back up on the NASDAQ there on the bigger time frames. The SPY chart holding up there. You can see here on the SPY chart. SPY chart kind of held that pivot point area, bounced back up there towards the 412s. You got that VWAP up there at the 412.50 level. So 412.50 level kind of being interesting here on the SPY to get back up towards that VWAP area. And then obviously the VWAP right now on the ES is up there at the 47.50s. So you know that VLOP, the Wieland VWAP loves to get touched. So is Sage and me the only ones on my team? We got another guy as well, Taylor, mindset coach. He's in the market flow trader community as well. Yeah, for everybody that's like talking about why we bounced to where we bounced at, you can see here on the 15-minute chart that pivot point there on the NASDAQ. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. Doesn't really look like a coincidence. The low on that candle was 382. The low there, 381 on the NASDAQ there. So I think the ES probably had a pivot there as well. The ES did not have a pivot there. The NASDAQ had a pivot there. ES did not have pivot. But that was pretty much right in line where that consolidation level was yesterday there. misery down on me. I would like to see NASDAQ get above that 420 level there, 425 resistance there from earlier we got stuck at. That's right where that pivot point is on the Qs, right? So we were stuck there earlier. That's right, we got stuck at again. If you guys, like, if you're trading futures and you're not keeping an eye on the ETFs, the QQQ, the SPY, I highly suggest pulling up these charts. You know, is it the end all be all? No, but there's 100% a very direct correlation between kind of what's going on with these ETF pivot points and, you know, all this stuff. So, you know, the ETFs are always going to be a little bit different in terms of pivot points and, you know, VWAP, all the indicators are different because the ETFs are not trading through the whole entire night. You know, they're only trading, what, 4 a.m. and on. So there's definitely a advantage. I don't see any disadvantage to having these charts pulled up. So the QQQ is what I'm looking at right now. This is the NASDAQ ETF. The SPY ETF is the S&P 500, which would be your, you know, for your ES trading. So definitely keep an eye on those pivot points. Really simple. You can add pivot points. Just go on TradingView, type in pivot point standards right there, pivot point standard, and bam, there you go. So the one-on-one session with Sage, that's something that he's doing. That's not really what I'm doing. I mean, I'm here on YouTube with you guys for 4 hours a day, so I don't know what else we would talk about one-on-one. That pivot point getting denied right now there, pulling back here. It rains. Well, it's 325.69, not 326, by the way, for the QQQ pivot point. And the chop is real, pulling back there after that bounce up. We got stuck at that resistance from earlier and pulled right back down there. That midday chop, you gotta love it. Newborn. Not looking too hot right now for the bulls. If they break through this low again. Got the sell signal there on the ES. Got the sell signal coming on the NASDAQ here. The ES got 30 liquidity down there. $30 liquidity, 4,130 down there. Take my picture, 'cause I won't remember. And looking like we want to possibly see 25s here. It's just giving it up right now. The ES through the 30s. That 25 liquidity is sitting down there, and then after that, 20s all the way down there. So see if they move this down to the 25s next. Got the lows from yesterday down there, kind of at the 25, 20 area. That's where that big bounce back. So the bulls definitely want to protect this area. Dollar definitely straight up right now. Dollar bills straight up. Do-do-do-do-do. The roosters are crowing, baby. They are crowing out there. Market trying to push back up here off the lows again. Dollar kind of pulling back here a little bit. The ES, not a lot of liquidity to the upside here. I got the VWAP up there at the 46s still. They just added some liquidity there at the 35s. Still most of that liquidity down there below us, 25, 26 level. What does that mean? $1 million question. Have I traded the US 30 before? Why? No. I trade futures, ES, NASDAQ. I mean, the ES is basically, I guess, well, US 30, I guess, is a Dow. I don't know. It's like some Forex shit. I've never understood why everybody asks questions about like what I've traded, why I traded. I'm like, ah. Does the bookmap do the Dow? Yes, bookmap does every stock, crypto, blah, blah, blah. Watching to see kind of what's going on here. The NASDAQ, once again, kind of bouncing off that pivot point there at the 13,382s. The ES pushing back up into that fair value gap on the 15-minute chart right now. That 33, 34 level. That 27, all that liquidity there at the book map, the 27s again, and then 25, and then 20s down there. We got 540 contracts down there at the 20s. It's a lot of contracts just sitting down there. Like I said, there's not really much liquidity to the upside here, so what does that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Whee! Oh, man. Ugh. We also have a pivot point here on the ES down there at the 20s as well. So pivot point down there at the 20s. Is it a coincidence? $1 million question. Caleb, trading different futures market, like it's not, it means nothing. NASDAQ, oil, it's all the same shit. You're just trading candlesticks, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what ticker symbol's on there. It means nothing. So what does it prove for me to trade the Dow, to trade the Russell, to trade it means absolutely nothing. Like, if you can trade the ES, you can trade the Like, I've already proven that I can trade the NASDAQ and the ES. So it's like, what am I going to prove? Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it proves nothing. The fact, Caleb, I could literally make a video of me making $1 million in one day and people would still hate. It doesn't matter. Like, that's the issue. Is like, why am I gonna fucking do anything to prove to the haters? Like, they're not gonna fucking, no matter what I do, they're not gonna be happy. So like, they're always gonna be miserable little fucks. Like, what is it? I'm not here to prove anything. I can literally trade live on YouTube and people will still comment and be like, he's trading in hindsight. He's got a delay. It's delayed. So it's like, it literally is a joke. It is like, what the fuck does it matter anymore? Honestly, at this point, I would rather everyone think that I'm the worst trader in the world and just fuck off. Like, that's what I would rather, like, at this point. Because the people that actually come and watch the stream, like, I don't have to prove anything. They see what we do here. It proves nothing. I would rather at this point the haters just be like, oh, he's the worst trader. The only reason the haters are here is because they are jealous. That's all it is. Yeah, I mean, that's literally the only reason that they're here. They see how good looking I am. They see how amazing I am. They see how I'm living the dream life. They just want to be me. And they take their anger out by writing nasty comments on YouTube. I mean, that's the only reason that someone would go and write a nasty comment on YouTube, because they're jealous that I'm better looking. I make more money than they do. I live in Hawaii. You know, I mean, that's literally the only explanation. And I have to accept that. I understand that they're fat little fucks that live in their mom's basement. Like, that's fine with me. It doesn't bother me, you know? You know, like, it's like, who do I have to prove anything to anymore? Only person I have anything to prove to is literally my bank account. The best part is, you know, the haters, they think that they're winning by commenting, but they're actually giving me more interaction, helping the videos on YouTube go up. So thank you. The funny part is, like, if you're a hater or you're a supporter, when you watch one of my videos and then hate on it, I still get paid either way. So YouTube does not discriminate. If you're a hater, I still make money. So it's a win-win for me, baby. I can't lose. I can't lose. I'm winning either way. Market's sitting down here at the lows right now, just sitting there. Doesn't want to do much. The QQQ right there at the pivot point now, 324.63. $1,000 likes, baby. Let's go. Fresh Cash Friday. Market is holding right here at the 30s right now. So I think it's just a better time to walk away and be done. Fresh Cash Friday, take my profit and run away. Run away, baby, run away. I don't want none of this juju. Bad juju. I still think we might pull down there to the 20s here today. A lot of liquidity there on the book map. That pivot point down there as well. So market just slowly moving down there. NASDAQ looking like it wants some break to the downside here. Will it bring the ES through the 30s again? NASDAQ at the lows, the ES sitting there at 30 still. That 20 level just down there. Just down there. Just basically chopping here at this level of the 30s right now. Why would I trade Forex? Forex is the biggest scam in the whole fucking world. Anyone who trades Forex it's ugh. I don't like why? I just don't know why people even ask these questions. If I went and I was watching a master, I was watching some guy who was like really good at karate, right? Or really good at jujitsu. I wouldn't be like, "Hey bro, why don't you do karate? Hey bro, why don't you do taekwondo? Hey bro." Like, the reason I don't trade Forex is just it's the most scammy bullshit market there is. You got the spreads, like, why? We know that the ES and the NASDAQ prints money. So like, why do I care about anything else? I care about nothing else. I care about no other markets. I care about nothing. If I know like, hey, I make money trading the ES, make money trading the NASDAQ, why would I care about Forex? Like, you know, like why? Why would I care? Just because some dude on Twitter posts up that he made $1 million trading Forex in his fake account, like people were like, "Oh man, Forex is so great. I want to trade Forex." Forex is terrible. It's terrible. You're trading like these massive spreads. The brokers are all scammy. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, Forex is a scam. The reason that Forex is so popular is because you can open an account with $100 and you can trade with leverage, and people like get scammed all day long. Like, it's terrible. It's there's literally no benefits of trading Forex over futures. Still just holding here at the lows right now. I mean, you can swing futures, Charles. There's like, why? Again, it's like all the Forex brokers are scams. Like, we all know that. Everybody knows that. I just don't know why anyone's like, oh man, I just want to trade Forex. Like, it's all a scam. Like, it's terrible. Do you have to have a gigantic account to swing futures? No, you can trade the micros. There's also options on futures as well. Market kind of holding up these levels, just chop city here. So I think the best thing to do is to walk away. Fresh Cash Friday, take the money, walk away. Oh, let's go. So I think I'm done. I'm just going to sign out there. Big thanks for everybody tuning in today. It's always fun, especially when we get to make money and do it live here on YouTube. So if you guys haven't already hit that subscribe button, the like buttons, we'll be live next week, 9:15 a.m. We do this every morning live on YouTube. So big thank you for tuning in. I know you have other options, other places that you can go and watch other gurus and other people out there. So thanks for supporting the stream by hitting the like button and tuning in. We'll be back next Monday live on YouTube. I'll talk to you guys then. I got some videos for over the weekend. So like I said, hit that subscribe button. You're notified when I do post new videos, new content, and all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys next week. It's 11:44. We're going into the lunchtime hour. Maybe something happens later on today. Who knows? But right now, I think the best thing to do is just to walk away, let this price action do whatever it's going to do, and we can just enjoy the day. I'll see you guys next Monday. Peace to the Middle East.